Hello and welcome to the Check20 podcast, where we're going to ramble about game design. Specifically, the game that me and my friends here made called Check20. My name is Shrek, or Mr. Shreckles. I am the lead designer and creator of Check20. We also have Aaron, lead engineer. Say something, Aaron.
Something, Aaron.
Well done. We also have Builder, or lead boy. Potentially lead social media manager if he feels up to the task. Say something, Dodo.
Aaron stole my bit.
Give it back, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron,
No, it's mine.
give it.
Oh.
9/10 of the law
He
and
said
all
it's
that.
his. He said it's his. Yeah. So, and we follow laws around here, unlike murder hobos, which you can create in Check20. Let's dive into that a little bit. Also, I gotta stop. This chair is so squeaky. I gotta just fucking monk mode. So today we're gonna walk through character creation in Check20, show you that it is quite fast, and show you how in depth it is at the same time. It is so quick to go from I have an idea or even like what can I make in this system to oh that's a really cool idea. Oh what if and then you just start bubbling with ideas so quickly. Today we'll be using what I'm calling the Arc 20 app. Arc because Armored Noir character Check20, some combination of that. Also Arc sounds cool. It's just sick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Type of stuff that I am on. I have a guide that I built into it, so it'll guide us along pretty easily. We're not going to be using my other character that I've made here on May 27th, Revenge Hateblood. I'll also say really quick that this app is still in development, so we might run into bugs. And also, I'm going to enjoy a scotch. That's nice. Before we start, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your favorite character you made in Check20? Or what type of character do you naturally gravitate towards?
Answering your first question,
it's like a either or.
Okay, then I'll start with.
Actually, I'm going to skip it.
I'll start with Nox. Nox is my favorite character.
Great.
Nox was.
You want to explain?
Nope, that's it.
Who's my favorite? Moving on. Move on.
Nox was a symbiote, professional class. He was Aetherborn.
It was Reaper.
He's a
Ghostborn.
Reaper Ghostborn.
Yeah,
yes, those are still exist.
Still there, I believe.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll go down here to the
that kind of
character options. I got the website also up to the right here. I can get the species, all that class.
Along with us at check20.netlify.app.
Yeah, you were a Reaper Ghostborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties in with the style of play that I typically gravitate towards, which is the roguish.
Rogue, high damage output, low health. Although he did, by the end, he was not low health.
He was pretty tanky, yeah.
Yeah. He had like a sick-ass mana beetle symbiote on a symbiote.
Yeah, that was because of the armor he was wearing mostly.
And Builder. What's your either favorite character or what type of character do you naturally gravitate towards?
I'm kind of torn between two. I have Lakeland, who was a half werewolf, half vampire tank who was a detective. I had a lot of...
I don't remember what your other...
Honestly,
it even exists anymore.
I don't think...
I don't even know if you put points in... Did you put points into your path at all?
I did a little bit. I mainly just focused on the curse, but that's neither here nor there. I was going to say my other favorite is Leon, who is like a merchant... I forget what he was. He was a merchant class.
He was just Leon.
He was just happy to be there.
All of these have also changed pretty soon. Oh, Leon was the sort of Studio Ghibli-esque
Yes.
that
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, so he was a instructor bibliotaph, wasn't
Yes.
he?
Yes, he was a book.
Arcane and Chrono, big book energy.
Hmm.
Dude, who got that? Who a big book in it?
Used his powers to manipulate time and change roles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
Me per-
I really liked Benny too.
Benny was fun.
Benny was
Benny
fun.
was a lot of fun.
Hey, let's not do this. Let's not do that.
Just saying.
Actually,
Just saying. I'm sorry.
every character's actually been a lot of fun. That's kind of the thing about it, right?
Yeah.
Every character ends up being pretty fun, essentially right out the gate.
Yeah.
So, character creation philosophy. One of the big goals with Check20, making characters fast, but also so much customization. And a lot of games will give you that, but it becomes bloat, becomes so many options that you really don't know where to go. And I noticed a lot of games will give you a single option stats species go. That's perfectly fine, but I just took the class part, split it into, and now you can mix and match things and create a unique backstory just with your class. Not to mention everything else that happens, like the motivation and everything like that. We talked about this in an episode that might not ever see the light of day, but you make a character in 5 minutes, or you can obsess for 2 hours. But I tried to avoid what happens with a lot of games is vertical scaling. I like doing horizontal scaling, which is options and different things to do, ways to alternate what you can already do, as opposed to bigger number, bigger armor, bigger everything, right? So you just get ace, like D&D specifically. Shout out to D&D. We wouldn't be here if we didn't have D&D, right, boys?
Mad respect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But you get to a point where you're like heavy armor, 20 AC, 21 AC, 22, and it's like enemies can't hit you, nothing can hit you. But in my game, a goblin can hit you at any level. A bug is still a threat at any level. Honestly more of a threat at some levels because you have this big heavy armor. A little bug crawls. Okay, I'm building an encounter. That's not what we're doing here. Let's move on. I love the feeling of level 5 from D&D. That was the design goal the whole time. Like I wanted to always feel like that. I want risk with health. I want the feeling that you have things ready to go. Yeah. And I think last time we talked, or we've had talks, and Aaron, you were talking about almost every campaign you've played with anybody starts out at level 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because why would you do anything else? So today, we're going to make a character together using the app I've been building here. New character. It will save the old character before starting at the top of the screen there. And Builder, you have quacked at me.
Are you going to stream that for us, or are we just going to have to mime along like we can see what's going
on? I guess I could stream it for you. You freaking crybaby boy. Is that good for you?
Yes.
Let me know when you're ready. This is staying in.
I'm ready.
So today I already have what we're going to choose in mind, so don't just throw a bunch of stuff at me. I don't have like a specific reason that I chose these other than honestly they're close to the weakest options. They're close to like the least flavorful, and I want to show that these options are still cool. These are still very powerful options. I think they fit on the theme of Armored Noir and Check20 really well. I think it'll be a good showcase. But as you can see, sorry.
I did want to say that what I really, really appreciate that you do that not many other TTRPGs do is that you have
You would pick
players
another one of them.
choose a class first.
Yeah,
That's what I
True.
always did in when I played D&D. I would skip the race and go to the class first, and then go back to the race. Um,
so that
and
was
yeah,
it was a coin toss for me. I wasn't sure if I was going to do class or species first
hmm
because me personally, I do it at random. I don't know which one I'm going to choose at any given
yeah,
time. As we've created, hundreds of characters for playtesting, I mix it up every time. Sometimes I have like a, you know, species in mind that I want to mess around with. Sometimes I don't. Builder, how do you usually pick your
I
if it wasn't built like this where you have to choose class first? What do you do?
I did the same. I kind of felt like picking your species first just doesn't make much sense since it doesn't have much weight on your character compared to like the actual class.
That's
yeah.
almost why it makes more sense to me to pick the species
It
first because it's
does.
like
No,
they both work. They both work at the end of the
the,
day. And if you're going on the printed sheet,
yeah.
which I'll show here as we're talking. Hey, there we go. It's shown here.
I just think that the first thing that people think of when they start a new campaign is what kind of character you want to play, and I feel like class mm, um, defines the largest portion of what kind of character you're going to play. So you pick a class first.
It
We
is
have a
where
tank, we have a
you're
support,
moving.
we need a professional, and a mage would be nice, and that's just kind of the how the conversation usually goes.
The five classes are tank, professional, support, merchant, and mage. Tank, they all sort of do exactly what you think. Tank is big, burly, professional, good at specific things, or maybe everything if you want to build it in such a way. But they are not as tanky. They will not take as many hits. Support, healing, a huge condition removal, healing, advantage, repair. Merchant is the unique one where you can invest in businesses, you can rejuvenate other players' once per day actions, duplicate potions and scrolls, interesting things like that. Uh, it needs a lot of play testing because I haven't seen a lot of how that works in play yet. Mage, spells. Been building a spell book, and that's how you have access to it in a big way. So today we're going to go tank. Now we have paths and talents. We have 12 of each because of the origins of magic. And I'm going to pull up the sidebar here on the Webby to our right. Magical origins. There is 12 magical origins. Celestial, Vosian, conflicted. They are angels and demons. Nature and dragons are opposed because dragons are technically aliens, but that's deep lore. And then the rest are sort of neutral to one another or just not compatible. Arcane, Chaos, Basic, Chrono, Life, Tech, Crystal, and Elemental. Do you guys prefer games with super specific class identities or systems that classes are more open ended or more narrative? Do you think these simple terms like tank and mage are too simple or are they helpful?
I think I like the simple names. It helps newer players figure out what's going on easier.
Yeah. Yeah, there's less like, okay, what's a hoobity gibbets? I gotta figure out what that is. There's a fucking lore document I gotta read here, dude.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was the
you say that, but paths and talents are really specific in your system.
sure, but like that's the point. Like the
Yeah.
class, very generic. You know exactly what's going on.
hmm
Paths and talents. Okay, now you gotta read. I
Yeah.
got you this far. You know what I mean?
hmm
What about like other systems? Do you like the loose classes? Do you like? I know Aaron, you like a crunch. Right?
Yeah, I do.
Builder, you have not played as many.
I have not.
I
I
think I've
don't.
seen you play everything that you've played. So
Pretty much, yeah. I think I like it a little more loosey goosey though.
right out the gate, the tank gives you 10 wounds. When you wear armor, you have no penalties, and you can carry one more hefty item. The hefty items are when you have 2 or more hefty items, you take the pinned condition. You cannot move when you have 2 or more hefty items. So if you want to be sword and board, big ass sword, big ass shield, and heavy armor, you need to be a tank. I want equipment weight to matter without it being a spreadsheet simulator. And that's still, I'm still kind of picking at that. Bulk is the system we're currently using. Like a sword is 1 bulk. It's almost like inventory slots, but not. I'm not sold on any particular way yet, and there might be a renovation to inventory in the future. You also get the main engine of the tank, and that is the bolster. Bolster is the tank resource. At the start of your turn, you gain 1 bolster, and then at the start of every subsequent turn, you get another bolster. So if you store up your bolsters by the end of combat, you can do some really crazy stuff. It is not an action. It is not a half action, off action, anything like that. It is part of your actions. So it is pretty fun. It is also adds to the game not being a click and attack simulator. It is not attack till they die simulators, as we've seen a lot of the times. I'm going to do Forsaken. Forsaken is sort of like your Oathbringer Paladin, Abandoned Zealot, Cursed Survivor, Too Angry to Die, Gods have rejected him type. The big path progression for the Forsaken is one that a lot of them have called Relentless. Make melee attacks as half actions. So that's how you get your double attacks. I think it is solid for every tank to have, but not all of them do. Some of them get more, how you say, interesting things. I don't know if that's the right word, but I think. What are your guys' favorite tanks from fiction? First ones that come to mind is like Guts or Gimli or other guys named Guy. Guy would be a tank, right? Uh, everybody in Warhammer 40K.
But I'm
Builder.
trying to think of other tanks, and I can't.
The only 2 that I can think of off the top of my head are Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
That's a good one. That's
Tank.
a really good
Classic. That's really good. That is a perfect example of a tank.
And
Yeah.
Senshi from Delicious in Dungeon.
Hey,
He's not
one.
exactly
I
a
don't know if I
tank.
count. Yeah, not
I-
exactly a tank, but
I've
he's
built him as
tankish.
a merchant every time. I
Mm,
built him as a merchant every
He's
time.
yeah. He's more of a
The
merchant.
leader of the party, I can't remember the leader's
He's
name,
more
but
of a
Alliance?
paladin.
I mean, tank is paladin.
Yeah.
Paladin's in the tank for sure. You can
Yeah.
build a paladin via tank.
Mm-hmm.
Tough to build a paladin any other way in Check20.
Yeah.
So the talent, we're going classic. We've already talked about it. The detective.
Mm.
It's 1920s noir. Check20 is industrial fantasy. It has Western elements. It has weird horror, diesel punk, Monster Hunter. All of it fits. And a detective just works. You know, someone that's going to kick ass, be hard. Like the main feature that I get is hard boiled, right? Scan the room, but it also tells you that this is someone not to be hacked with. Dresden on TRT is like the build here.
Forsaken detective.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
who is
sounds
this? Who it just Forsaken Detective already sounds cool.
Cool. Mm-hmm.
This is someone that was like abandoned by their society, maybe by a god of some sort. Maybe they were sort of the town detective. Maybe they're a private eye
Mm-hmm.
for a cult. You know, something like that is that. See, this is where it already starts to build on itself. The game is already letting you know like there's so many things that you can make here. Um, Hellboy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
Hellboy.
That's
Yeah,
100% Hellboy.
it's just Hellboy or the blue guy from Deadlock. Which is
Hellboy,
also
yeah.
this is also just Hellboy. I like to keep on theme as much as possible. Something I want to talk about real quick is the theme of Check20 again. I know we've kind of mentioned already noir and 1920s, things like that. But staying on theme is pretty important to me. I even today went through and adjusted things, try to keep things a little bit more on theme. I like realism. Something that throws me off a lot, and this is a very high fantasy setting. As you can see, we're on the species screen here. We got goblins, dragons, all kinds of things. There's a human category. None of them are truly human, right? There's one that's close, but it all still works because what Check20, what Sheck is, if you want to look at it through a meta lens, is aspects of any one person. A symbiote is someone that feeds on other people. Goblin is someone who's just only thinks for themselves, stuff like that. So in a way, you could imagine everything as just a human version of it. Uh, I don't love like I guess the best example is Warcraft does it a lot where oh cool medieval city oh like a goblin airship or like crystal tech and then now we're on the moon and there's an alien god. Okay, sure, sure. So I try to hit. I think my biggest theme is always demons and the big city, right? I try to do those things. When I go away from there, I try to stick to demons, zombies, undead, all the classic things. The reason I like demons the most is because you can do so many stories with it. Because demons in this setting are not inherently, always the bad guy. There can be a demon shopkeep. There can be things like that, but they are still looked down upon. So be in the shitty part of town. Necromancers always great.
Yeah. Oh, I still miss. What was his name? Started with an L, didn't it?
Lakeland?
Luscious.
Luscious. Yeah.
Luscious the
Luscious was
Lich.
great.
Luscious Lich. Yeah, he
Anyway,
had just like nightgown and he was the owner and operator of one of the nicest hotels in Grinfold, the city of adventurers. The city built on 1,000 cities. Yeah, he was awesome.
I was gonna say it's kind of funny that you mention classes with really weird names, and you don't understand what the hell the class is supposed to be just by the name. You do that a bit with species.
Sure.
Part of me,
Sure. I'm not saying imperfect and things need
what's a
editing.
chitinari, man? I don't
When
know.
you find out what it is, you're like, yeah, it's bugs. Yeah, shit. Okay, sure.
I
We can
know
get
they
there.
make sense, but looking upon them first, like Jotun, what the hell is Jotun? And then you realize, oh, they're giant people.
So I had these. I recently went through and I had all of them in larger groups,
Yeah.
and it was like I had Beastmen instead of Apex, Chitinari, and Grazers and Shifters. Those have all been expanded
That was a good idea.
into different. It was like Beastmen. There's too many. I don't even want to look around there. That's
Yeah.
too much for me to deal with. So this list feels bigger, but also more manageable.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, do you guys like to build mechanically first or narratively? Do you have like character in mind usually, or
I usually go mechanically first. I like to pick my class and then kind of see what cool combos there are between the paths and talents. Then usually the character kind of follows through like the flavor text of those said paths and talents.
I'm kind of the same way, but there are times when I have a narrative idea for a character. I'm like, that would be really funny or really fun. I'm gonna.
was
And
Nox
sometimes I can.
narrative?
Nox was narrative. 100%
Yeah.
Nox was narrative at first. Yeah.
Yeah, because we created symbiotes for
him.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, I have a particular thing in mind. I don't know to draft it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also, it depends on the day. I've made so many characters at this point, I don't know what I want to make anymore. Right? Made some really fun combos recently. Builder, what you got?
Your camera's fuzzier than a peach.
So for me, mechanics are fun. I'm testing mechanics, so I'm usually building mechanically. But I have been recently, if I'm waiting at the doctor's office, dentist, whatever, in line, I'll build a character real quick. And it is pure random, pure just, oh, I haven't been over here in a while. I'll pick this, pick that. I've found some really interesting combos with that, but I almost don't want to tell. I actually don't want to tell you guys because you play in my games. So, what do you guys think? What should we do for species? Should we go full Hellborn and do like realm split demon?
Goes full
Just
Make him a
Hellboy.
symbiote.
Hellboy. Jesus, why couldn't I think
Yeah.
of
Symbiote.
Yeah.
We talked about symbiotes too much this ep.
Yeah.
I feel like
That's-
it's
they're
too
on my
on the
mind.
nose.
Do something that we have not seen much of. So like an Apex, maybe.
Honestly, maybe we do go symbiote.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the apex. We got avian, Beruclean, which is monkeys, caniform, which is your wolves, foxes, and bears, coyotes, direback. Yeah, I changed the alphas to the direback. I feel like that's a good narrative change.
Cool name.
Felidays, cats, Galeers is so many things. You got I'm not doing this. I think we should show off the gloom spawn. Is the symbiotes we're talking about? Eternal worm is your Star Trek worm inside the belly. You just get an additional path, something to that effect. Gloom spawn. Aaron, why don't you tell us about gloom spawn a little bit?
Gloomspawn are born in the eclipse, which is a realm separate from the prime.
So technically, if I'll do a quick lore drop, technically
Sure.
the eclipse it's like purgatory. It's the realm of ghosts in the realm of darkness.
Yeah.
When you die, your spirit travels through the eclipse to the Ordealus, which is sort of like our version of hell, you could call it. It's the waiting ground. Some souls that do not want to move on or linger there. And some criminals with realm travel capabilities will also linger there. We, campaign 2 prior to this, were there for an extended period of time and had a lot of fun and met a lot of Gloomspawn. That is where they originate, so they were there in the full. Interesting thing about them, they also have a sort of feral NPC variant where the Gloomspawn, if they are attached to a living host or eat living hosts, they retain a lot of cognitive ability. But if they accidentally or purposely try to host or absorb an undead, is where you get that feral variant where they've tried to eat something, they're on something trying to eat it, but there's no nutritional value for them and it drives them insane. I think this guy is a detective Forsaken. The one that makes the least sense is Devourer, so let's look at that.
Yeah.
They are the hungry version. This is like the Carnage to your Venom, right? They bite and they move on. They eat and they move on. They do not linger with a host. So they are the least symbiotic of the symbiotes.
So are they
And
just
honestly,
a predator?
they are, yeah, yeah, basically. But symbiote implies in this the gloom spawn, right? Implies because their greater category is symbiote. Their sort of lineage is Gloomspawn. The Gloomspawn are the Goopy Boys. I think I'm just gonna rock Devourer. Next, we get to put points into our checks. Okay, you get 20 checks, as you can see here in the top right. You get 20 checks to put into your stats, max and person. So before we move on to the stats, in fact, go back a little bit. Do species in RPGs matter mechanically? Should they matter mechanically? Should they heavily impact the gameplay? What do you guys feel about that?
Not heavily, I don't think. I feel like species should have I like the way you did it. Each species has one ability, maybe two if they fly. And that's as much as they add mechanically. The rest is role play lore. And I feel like that's the way it should be.
I would have to agree. My only thought is the only time I can see them being more intricate is if they're like one of the two pillar like choices you have to make.
Oh yeah.
I mean, which they are, right? You choose a class, choose a species, so they are kind of pillar.
Well, I mean, like if they were to replace like talents or something.
Oh, got it. Interesting. One of the early builds of Check20, I thought about that, where the species you chose had its own progression steps, which is an interesting idea, but I don't know, it just didn't feel right. I felt like species maybe personally, I put less of an emphasis on species. Reason being, what you are isn't who you are. Is a huge thing for me in designing species, in implementing species, and everything like that. Choosing the name species. We are human. We didn't choose to be human, but we are. But it's what you make of that time that makes you who you are. And that was the thoughts and theories of it. I've been through different names instead of species. I did denizens. I contemplated with lineages and other stuff like that. Those technically exist within the organization of species, but are not part of the pivotal naming schemes, right? I also didn't give species stat allocation or anything like that, because then you lean into the racial sciences and stuff like that, where it's like everybody that is this species is this strong and is this fast, things like that. And yeah, it's just,
I mean, sorry, even D&D strayed away from that, you know?
Yeah,
they're starting to do it too.
Yeah.
And we're all learning and growing, you know. D&D 2027, when that comes out next year or whatever, they're probably going to have a whole bunch of changes to what they're doing. Dude, just change it on D&D Beyond, call it a day. Anyways, that's all right. So moving on from species, we're gonna go full Devourer. I like it.
That's already some internal conflicts there.
It makes things interesting. Forsaken, so why is he a Forsaken Devourer? What's going on there? Actually, we're going to get more information on that in the next screen, where you get motivation and stuff like that. So let's not get too twisted up in that. So what I've done in the app here, like I was saying, you get 20 points. You get maximum 10 per stat, 20 points total. You have your 5 physical and your 5 mental checks here. We call them checks. They are not stats because you are making checks. There is some like deep mathematical lore psychology stuff that is happening here that I don't even remember what I was doing when I did it. I don't remember what I was going with. it's more similar to, so like D&D, you're trying to hit a DC. This is the DC is set. Blades in the Dark, their system is whatever you roll tells the story a lot more. And that's what I loved. I listened to Steeplechase. It is amazing. It's one of my favorites because it's not D&D probably. They do Blades in the Dark. If you actually pause the recording, have you guys listened to that yet?
I have not.
Immensely recommend that. I immensely recommend that. Because it's not D&D, and you will listen to a system that is very narrative. Blades in the Dark. I wish
What's it called?
I could grasp the Adventure Zone. Steeplechase is the season.
They
of
don't
Adventure
do video,
Zone
right? It's only like
They
audio.
might. I don't think that one is though.
Okay.
It's audio only.
I can't stand video D&D sessions. I feel like I miss out on too much if I can't watch it. I don't have time to watch it.
Oh, interesting. I'll keep that in mind. We have our checks. We have at the top of the screen abilities that use checks. You have 20 points to put into your checks to a maximum of 10 per anyone. Some important ones is the luck check here on this one. When you take the death condition, make a luck check. On a success, you will yourself back to life. Removing the death condition, reduce your spirit check by 1. Almost tells me like we don't want to put anything into spirit. Oh, when you use vow of death, regain wounds equal to spirit. So honestly, put 2 into spirit. We also want to mention every 2 spirit, 1 mana point. That means you have access to basic spells. That means you can cast some minor magic, right? Luck is also important because that's how we don't die. I don't know how much we want to put into that. Do you think like a 6?
Probably 6.
Normally,
Yeah.
the stat breakdown is 10, 5, 3, 2. That is the primo sort of, in my opinion, the way I build characters, 10, 5, 3, 2 seems to be the best. It's what I tell people that try to make stuff. I think 2 influence would be good.
Looks like observation is pretty important to
Yeah.
your character as well.
As a detective.
Yeah. Yeah, this is kind of a I mean, you also want something in strength for wounds.
Yeah,
you know?
You're a tank.
We've got
You are a tank.
stealth, observation, strength, survive, knockout punch, deliver a powerful punch, spend a bolster, make a melee, forces the target to succeed on a strength or survive. Okay, so that doesn't matter for us. I think this what everything tells me here is we don't have to worry about being strong or fast.
Okay.
I think for this one, agility is kind of peak because it adds to your health, adds to your movement. Strength is cool, but it,
Yeah.
I'd rather be able to move fast most of the time. I think I'm going to do 1 away from observation to give agility +1. I think you guys feel the same way. When you don't have a stat, when you don't have a check at 10, feels like a wasted space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
When
Let's
I
actually
first started
plan to not die.
When I first started playing like TTRPGs, I was way more of a I don't want any of my stats or skills to be too low, so I really spread them thin,
Balance, yeah.
But the older I get, the more of a min maxer I become.
Check20 really punishes balance of checks. So the math of it, you need to get a 15. The average dice roll on a d20 is 10. So if you put 5 into something, more than likely you'll succeed. But that's not the whole story. Agility and strength is where you get your health. So putting nothing into those means you only have 1 HP, right? You only have 1 wound. It's how many wounds you can take before you are injured. crafting, stealth, survival theoretically feel like nothing, right? You don't have to put anything in there, but crafting can be really pivotal. Like you can stealth or crafting check a door that's locked. Either one of those work. Sure, strength also, right? Strength is OP for that. You can't use agility for it. I will usually deny it. Like, what are you going to backflip off the door and that's going to open it? No. You're going to knock really fast? No. Crafting, you can take apart the door. Stealth is skullduggery. It's moving stealthily. You would be able to lockpick with stealth. Survival, definitely not. Survival, however, you get holding your breath. A lot of spells use a survival check. Poison, all the normal stuff there. Influence is only a throwaway stat if you don't want to talk. Tanks, obviously, that's going to happen a lot. But I put 3 into influence because we are a detective.
Yeah.
But I really want a 10. I really want a 10 somewhere. I'm a tank. We're a tank here. We gotta have a 10 somewhere.
Yeah.
Intellect, don't need it. It is knowledge. It's not necessarily spellcasting. I feel like I should adjust that. But luck, as we know, is for some of our abilities. Luck is also like DM narrator in this particular instance for Check20. Calls for like, oh, you're gonna search a body. Give me an you know what? Actually, give me a luck check. Let's see what he's got on him. If you get a high luck check, he's got all kinds of crap on him. Observation, great for looking at stuff, as you can imagine, but it also affects your low light vision. If you play on VTTs, having that token visibility is really awesome. Playing in person, DM calls for like, is calling out the room and stuff like that, being like, hey, dude, I got a 10. Tell me everything that's here. Then Spirit, as I said. I think this is good. I think this is a good layout. I'm going to roll randomly for our wealth.
Not bad.
Pretty dang good. Age, 45 is not bad. Ooh. So this particular roll, that's not bad. Hey, that's not bad. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, oof. Yeah. That's less than 10 for me. Let's not call that oof. Yeah. So the age roller on this takes the species maximum age, which is in every species data, and it rolls between 1 and the highest. Oh, okay. Fun little behind the screen thing that happens there. You can pick, that's perfectly fine. The size is the host size, so whatever was last devoured by our devourer. Motivation, ruining someone's life.
Fits.
Hard to say no right away, right? We got a devourer. Yeah. They're concerned with themselves, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Trinket. I do need to fix this little thing. A glove that absorbs light, making the hand invisible when worn. That's broken.
Yeah.
I still haven't.
Also, if it absorbs light, wouldn't it just make it a black void? Not invisible?
No, it makes it invisible. This one makes it invisible. Don't think about it.
You mean refracts light?
Yeah.
Character name. This is simultaneously the least important and the most important part.
Yeah.
Because if you're named Binky Bonk during those scenes where you've played for a year and you're emotional with your friends crying at the table, doesn't feel right. Do Gloomspawn have we established Gloomspawn names? Do they have any particular naming sculpture?
I was sticking kind of to, which is why I named my character Nox. Kind of sticking to the Marvel trend of naming, kind of separating it from a little bit, but the one word, like the one word, they mean something specific. I don't know if it's like a genre of word, but it's like a it's
one of the species within Gloomspawn is the Night Vein. So naming them something like Luna or night.
Yeah.
The darkness type of stuff.
Yeah.
I think for our Forsaken Detective Devourer, I do want to lean detective. I'd want to lean that gumshoe.
Call him Dick.
But Devour, yeah. What about like fucking Wiener, dude? That'd be sick. You guys think about
That's what
maybe
private
naming this
eyes
guy
were called
Wiener?
back in the 20s.
What
They're
about
called
what about like
dicks.
what about Kill Bach, Randallstorff, dude? Kill Bach, Randallstorff. I met him. It's my first lover.
Yep.
So that is character creation. It did not need to take that long. Do you guys have any questions for me or anything you want to put to anybody watching this?
No. Yeah.
No.
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 Sweet. Well, this was a pretty successful potential. Let me restart that. This was a potentially successful podcast episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed your time here. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
There it is.